Hey, what's up y'all, it's Charlie. On today's episode I'm going to be showing y'all how to make my delicious Peachy Peach Pound Cake from scratch. Now unlike some of those other peach pound cake recipes out there, this one is pretty unique. It has peach slices in it, which we use that as a topping on the cake. We also add freeze-dried peaches in it, which we turn into a powder and add it into the cake batter. We also add peach juice and peach extract. And we add that all into the cake in small quantities along with our butter, eggs, sugar, and flour. Once the cake is baked, we top it with a delicious peach icing, resulting in a fluffy, moist, and delicious pound cake with a wonderful peach flavor that you're gonna love. This recipe calls for about 15 to 20 servings. It's a pretty large cake, but it's absolutely delicious. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, here's all you'll need to make your Peachy Peach Pound Cake. Let's get started with our ingredients. You'll need some Swan's Down cake flour. If not, you can use all-purpose flour. And along with that, you're going to need some sugar, salt, baking powder, unsalted butter at room temperature, large eggs at room temperature, heavy whipping cream at room temperature, whole milk at room temperature, 1 can of sliced peaches and 100% peach juice. And you will also need some freeze-dried peaches. Now, if you can't find this, you can completely omit it from the recipe. All right, so this is optional. And for your flavorings, you're gonna need some vanilla extract, butter extract, and peach extract. And for your colors, if you want to use orange or yellow gel paste or liquid food colorings, you can use those, all right? Either one will work perfectly for this recipe. And to bake your cake, you're gonna need some Baker's Joy non-stick baking spray and a Fat Daddy-O tube pan. Now this is a 15 cup in capacity tube pan. And if you don't have a tube pan, you can use a Nordic Ware Anniversary Bundt pan. Now this is a 15 cup in capacity Bundt pan, all right? And there we have it. Alrighty, let's get straight to it. So in this small bowl with a mesh strainer in it, I'm gonna add 1 can of these sliced peaches with 100% peach juice. Just gonna pour that right on in there. And you're gonna reserve the peach juice that they have left in there. Alright, here we have a small food processor. And I'm gonna go ahead and add my freeze-dried peach pieces right on in there. Now this is 1 ounce of the freeze-dried peaches that I'm adding in here. Now I'm gonna blend this for about 1 or 2 minutes or until it turns into a fine powder. Alright, and as you can see, that's a nice fine powder. That's exactly what we're looking for. Alright, let's get started with our dry ingredients. So in this medium-sized bowl with a mesh strainer, I'm gonna add 3 cups of cake flour or all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and remember our peach powder. Just add that in there. And 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now I'm gonna sift all the ingredients into this medium-sized bowl. Now in here they have a little bits from the peaches. I'm gonna just add that in there. Now I'm gonna take my spoon and I'm just gonna give this a quick stir. Now before we get started with the wet ingredients, I just want to let you know that the amounts of the heavy whipping cream will vary depending if you're using cake flour or all-purpose flour. If you're using all-purpose flour, you're going to add 1 cup of heavy whipping cream right on in there. If you're using cake flour, you're going to add 1 1/4 cups of heavy whipping cream right on in there. Alright, next up I'm going to add 1/3 cup of peach juice from our sliced peaches right on in there. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 2 teaspoons of peach extract, and 1/8 of a teaspoon of orange or yellow gel paste or liquid food coloring. And I just added a little bit on there. And I'm just gonna swirl that on in there. Now I'm gonna take my whisk and I'm just gonna give this a quick stir. Alright, let's get started with the preparation of our cake batter. So in our stand mixer fitted with the paddle attachment, I'm gonna add 3 sticks of unsalted butter, softened and at room temperature. And to that, I'm gonna add 3 cups of sugar. Now I'm gonna start my mixer on a low speed just to get that butter and sugar incorporated. Then I'm going to turn my mixer up to the highest setting, and I'm going to mix this on high speed for 6 minutes. Now at some point during those 6 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and stop my mixer, and I'm going to go ahead and scrape down the sides of my bowl. And I'm going to continue mixing that in. Alright, scrape down the sides of your bowl. Now I'm going to go ahead and start my mixer on a medium speed and add 5 large eggs in at room temperature, one at a time. Alright, scrape down the sides of your bowl. Now after this point, you want to be careful not to overmix the batter, meaning mix it on a low speed and as less as possible. Alright, now I'm going to add the cake flour or all-purpose flour mixture and the peach cream mixture into the batter. Now we're going to go ahead and add this in here 3 separate times. Now we're not doing any measurements or anything like that. Alright, now I'm going to add the first amount of the cake flour or all-purpose flour mixture and the first amount of the peach cream mixture. Now I'm going to mix this on a medium-low speed for about 15 to 20 seconds or until combined. Alright, scrape down the sides of your bowl. Now I'm going to add the second amount of the cake flour or all-purpose flour mixture and the second amount of the peach cream mixture. And again, I'm going to mix this on a medium-low speed for about 15 to 20 seconds or until combined. Alright, scrape down the sides of your bowl. Alright, now I'm going to add the third and final amount of the cake flour or all-purpose flour mixture and the third and final amount of the peach cream mixture. And again, I'm going to mix this on a medium-low speed for about 15 to 20 seconds or until combined. Alright, scrape down the sides of your bowl, and our peach pound cake batter is now ready. Now you're going to go ahead and spray your tube pan with the Baker's Joy non-stick baking spray. Alright, now for the fun part. Here I have my peach slices, and I'm just going to add them onto the bottom of the tube pan. I just want to do this as carefully as possible. There we go. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and preheat my oven to 325 degrees. Now I'm going to go ahead and pour my prepared peach pound cake batter into my tube pan. Do this as carefully as possible. Using the back of a spoon, spread the batter around the tube pan as evenly as possible. Now to make the batter more even, shake your pan slightly. And also give it a tap along the bottom as well. Now it is ready to be baked. Now you're going to place this into a preheated 325 degree oven. On the bottom rack, bake this for 1 hour and 20 minutes. Alright, it's been about 1 hour and 20 minutes for our cake. Now let's go ahead and remove this out of the oven. Toothpick inserted into the cake should come out clean. Don't forget like how I did. Now you're going to let the cake cool for about 4 to 5 hours before removing it out of the pan. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and flip this cake over onto this cooling rack. So here we go. Ta-da! Alright, let's get started with our peach icing. So in this medium-sized bowl, I'm going to add 1 1/4 cups of confectioner sugar, 2 1/2 tablespoons of warm whole milk, 1 tablespoon of peach juice, 3 tablespoons of melted unsalted butter, 1/4 teaspoon of peach extract, 1/2 teaspoon of butter extract, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and here I have a toothpick and I dipped it into the orange gel paste food coloring, and I'm just going to take the toothpick and I'm just going to swirl it into the icing mixture. Now if you're using regular food coloring, just a little drop or 2 will do. Now I'm going to go ahead and take my whisk and I'm just going to stir this until the mixture is creamy and smooth with no visible lumps. Now here I'm pouring the icing into this squeeze bottle. If you don't have this, you don't have to follow this step if you don't want to. Alright. Now I'm going to take the squeeze bottle and I'm just going to drizzle the icing onto the top and onto the sides of the cake. I'm just going in a zigzag motion, going all around the cake. Do this the best way you can, alright? And our cake is complete. Now you're going to wait for about 15 minutes so that way the icing can set. And after that, the cake is ready to be served. Here is the final presentation. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Peachy Peach Pound Cake, made by a New Orleans native. If you like my channel, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell button if you want to be notified of my videos. Now I have an official website for all of my recipes, including for this delicious Peachy Peach Pound Cake. You can go to www.charliethecookandrews.com. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter under the name Charlie the Cook Andrews. Stay tuned as Charlie's Taste Test is coming up next. Can't wait. Now it's time to go ahead and take a bite. Look at that, y'all. This piece of cake bigger than me. It's pretty good. It has a wonderful peach flavor. It's soft, it's moist, it's not too dense. I like the flavor of the peach from the peach powder and the peach extract. That really brings out the flavor, and that peach icing. Oh man, this is a wonderful and delicious tasting peach pound cake. So give the recipe a try. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, have a good one. Peace.